This is the body snare, a patented vehicle-mounted restraint device. What makes the body snare so unique is that it is fully operated by the suspect. The suspect or perpetrator is restrained while the officer supervises at a distance from which he can react quickly and accordingly should the suspect refuse to cooperate. What better time for the officer to know he has a problem? At a distance, or when he is up close and personal with the suspect? At the onset of a traffic stop or street interview, the officer switches on the body snare from inside the vehicle. We made the indicator light rather annoying because we want the officer to turn the unit off after the stop. With the switch off, the restraint belt is locked, preventing vandalism and tampering. At the officer's discretion, he would have the suspect place himself in the vicinity of the body snare. Instruct him to extend the belt, place it around his waist, and then snap it into place, just as he would a seatbelt. The locking ratchet action is now activated as the belt retracts. The officer can tighten the belt by nudging or having the suspect position himself closer to the body snare. The belt continues to tighten should the suspect struggle. Because of its short length, the body snare creates a tight loop when the belt retracts, highly restricting movement. The suspect is now 90% contained. The surface-mounted standoff design allows for easy waistline searches. Once the officer has finished processing the suspect, the restraint belt is removed by simply placing the passive RFID key fob within 1.5 inches of the antenna, which is located below this LED indicator light. Passive RFID means no batteries are required to power the key fob, so there's never a problem with dead batteries. The fob must be placed in close proximity to the antenna, eliminating the possibility of the suspect being inadvertently released if another officer happens to walk by the vehicle. The body snare has a redundancy feature that allows the belt to be released manually in the unlikely event of a malfunction. This cap is removed, then the supplied release tool is inserted, and with a slight pull, the belt is released. The suspect can now be placed on the curb or in the back seat of the squad car. This cannot be emphasized enough. The body snare is meant to be used only as a very temporary restraint. Common sense and training must always be used to dictate when and where to use the body snare. The body snare is made in America. Its Florida-made retractor mechanism and belt has a tensile strength greater than 3,000 pounds. It's been subjected to impact forces of 20 Gs and has gone through 50,000 cycles with no malfunctions. The RFID unit and relay are the only major parts not made in the US. They're German-built and very well made. All of the key fobs can be coded alike, so they will work with any of the body snare units in the fleet, no matter which vehicle the officer is driving. The latch is a very rugged component made in Pennsylvania and has also been tested to 3,000 pounds. It uses an electric motor as opposed to a solenoid to activate its release mechanism. The unit will release with up to 350 pounds of weight on the belt. The internal structural components are all stainless steel and made in Villa Park, Illinois. The housing is made of very tough ABS polyester, manufactured in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. The body snare utilizes a mounting system that adapts to the vehicle's specific contours and is reinforced with a full internal backing plate. To conclude, there is no physical contact, no trigger. Physical contact is usually the trigger for the fight or flight response in suspects. The body snare is not an accessory like the push bumper, radio console, or gun rack, but a personal safety tool that will immediately decrease the chance of injury to the suspect and the officer. Suspect control and arrest techniques are incredibly important to prevent injury and death. The body snare will greatly enhance those techniques. With all the negative publicity police departments across the country are receiving lately, nationwide demonstrations, rioting, lawsuits, huge legal fees, and claims of police brutality and misconduct, the need for the body snare is apparent. We've demonstrated the body snare to police officers and law enforcement organizations. All have agreed that the body snare addresses a very serious officer safety issue. That's the body snare, a new level of safety, a new level of security, a value that's affordable. Thanks for watching, from all of us at Body Snare.